Yo ho everybody and welcome to another edition of Yinzer on Hockey. So before we begin, make sure you go down below, hit that like button, click the subscribe button, make sure you click that little bell so you stay up to date on all the off-season happenings. So today, wanted to take a look at the NHL Awards. Coming up very soon, June 20th, so that'll be Wednesday night in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I wanted to try and give my predictions on who I think is going to win all the awards that will be presented on Wednesday night. So first off, we'll take a look at the Vezina Trophy. The three finalists for the Vezina Trophy are Connor Hellebuyck of the Winnipeg Jets, Pekka Rinne of the Nashville Predators, and Andrei Vasilevskiy of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Take a look real quick at the stats for each one. Connor Hellebuyck played in 67 games, 64 starts, 44 wins, 11 losses, and 9 overtime losses. Finished the year with a .924 save percentage and a 2.36 goals against. So very, very impressive year for him. Pekka Rinne, 59 games played, all starts, 42 wins, 13 losses, 4 overtime losses, .927 save percentage, and a 2.31 goals against. And he only allowed 134 goals against. Very, very impressive numbers. Andrei Vasilevskiy for the Tampa Bay Lightning, 65 games played, 64 of them starts, 44 wins, 17 losses, 3 overtime losses, .920 save percentage, and a 2.62 goals against average. So my prediction for this award is Pekka Rinne. At 35 years old, this is probably his best opportunity to actually win this award. I think he's been deserving in the past of at least consideration, and I think this is the year that he finally gets it. No disrespect to the other two candidates, but just at their age, I think they're going to get other opportunities, and I think the writers are going to reward Pekka Rinne this year. Next up, the Frank J. Selke Award for the Best Defensive Forward. A mainstay on this list is Patrice Bergeron of the Boston Bruins, with new candidates Sean Couturier and Anze Kopitar. So let's take a look at their stats. Patrice Bergeron this year played in 64 games, 30 goals, 33 assists, and 63 points, was a plus 21. So that's kind of an important stat you want to take a look at when you're considering their defensive skills, is how many times are they on the ice giving up a goal. And I think Patrice Bergeron is very often not on the ice when his team gives up a goal. Sean Couturier appeared in all 82 games, 31 goals, 45 assists for a total of 76 points, and was a plus 34. He was definitely Philadelphia's most reliable forward in their own end. A really solid year for him. Even into the playoffs, he played very, very well in the playoffs. Other candidate, Anze Kopitar, 82 games played, 35 goals, 57 assists for a total of 92 points. Also a plus 21 for the year. Just a really, really solid year. I want to say it's a career year for Kopitar. Just kind of when everybody was starting to write him off and to write off Los Angeles' team in general, he kind of threw them on his back this year and gave them every opportunity to win. And to me, this year, as good as Patrice Bergeron is defensively, he's always reliable. I just think he missed too much time this year with injury to be real consideration for this award. And I think if I am giving this award to the candidate, I think it's Anze Kopitar this year. Just very good, reliable this year for them. As he's been most of the years in the past, he did have a bit of a down year last year, but a great rebound for him this year. And I think Couturier is right there in the conversation with Kopitar, but I think the offensive skills that Kopitar added, as well as his defensive ability, is probably going to give him the edge, and I think it's going to be Anze Kopitar winning this award. Norris Trophy finalists this year, Drew Doughty of the Los Angeles Kings, Victor Hedman of the Tampa Bay Lightning, and PK Subban of the Nashville Predators. All of these guys very respectable candidates. For Drew Doughty this year, 82 games played, 10 goals, 50 assists, total of 60 points, was a plus 23, so very reliable defensively as well. Just he averaged 26 minutes and 50 seconds of ice time a night, so I think he led the league in that category. If not, he was right up there in the top 2 or 3 candidates for that. PK Subban this year, 82 games played, 16 goals, 43 assists, 59 points, was a plus 18, averaged about 24 minutes and 7 seconds of ice time a night. So again, a lot of ice time, real good plus-minus percentage, really good offensively, has been a great player for them since arriving in the trade from Montreal. Victor Hedman this year, 77 games played, 17 goals, 46 assists for 63 points total, 32 in the plus-minus column, averaging 25 minutes and 51 seconds per night. To me, one, if I had a vote, none of these candidates would be winning. I think it was John Carlson's award to lose this year, and I really feel they slighted him a little bit by not making him a nominee. But of the candidates faced in front of me, I think I would go with Drew Doughty this year. Just the way that Los Angeles was portrayed coming into this year, and even towards the middle of the season, they didn't look like real contenders. And between Drew Doughty and Anze Kopitar, they kind of willed this team into the playoffs. Obviously, they underperformed in the playoffs, but again, this is a team that I didn't think most people viewed as a upper tier team in the Western Conference, especially the way that coming into the season everybody was portraying Edmonton. Chicago was a heavily touted team through most of the year. Calgary was considered one of the better teams. So I think with the way that Doughty and Anze Kopitar performed this year, helping Los Angeles get into the playoffs whenever they didn't really seem like a team that should be there, I think both of those players should be rewarded for what they were able to do to contribute to Los Angeles' success. Lady Byng Trophy, Alexander Barkov, William Karlsson, Ryan O'Reilly, Barkov of the Florida Panthers, William Karlsson for the Vegas Golden Knights, Ryan O'Reilly, the Buffalo Sabres. Personally, I would like to see O'Reilly get this award. He's been in Buffalo for so long, and just the burden of being in Buffalo with the lackluster performances they've had in the years, and you never hear Ryan O'Reilly's name really in a negative light. He's always a positive, upbeat person, even to the extent of right now where he's talked about as one of the more likely trade candidates coming out of Buffalo. You still haven't heard him say much, haven't heard him complain. I really like Ryan O'Reilly, and I would like to see him get this award and get recognized for the amount of patience that he showed from his time in Buffalo. Bill Masterton Memorial Trophy is presented to the player with the highest dedication to hockey. Brian Boyle of the New Jersey Devils, obviously great story, him battling cancer, coming back and playing with New Jersey. Roberto Luongo was kind of the face of the Florida franchise during the Parkland High School tragedy down there. Jordan Stahl, Carolina Hurricanes, him and his wife had a young child die earlier this year, and he didn't miss much time, was very open and well received amongst the hockey community during that tragedy. To me, I would probably give this award to Roberto Luongo. The amount of pressure that was put in the Florida area, in the Sunset area during the Parkland High School tragedy, and for Roberto Luongo to spearhead that initiative to make sure that the people of the community got their due recognition, and to put forth his effort to help them rebuild during that tragedy. I would really like to see Roberto Luongo recognized for that. The Calder Memorial Trophy for the best rookie. The finalists for this award: Matthew Barzal of the New York Islanders, Brock Besser of the Vancouver Canucks, and Clayton Keller of the Arizona Coyotes. Let's go ahead and take a look at these guys' stats for this year. Starting with Matthew Barzal, 82 games played, 22 goals, 63 assists for 85 points, averaging was about 14 minutes and 57 seconds on ice. 17:46 is his average ice time. So pretty reliable, playing like top line, second line minutes, pretty much the whole year with Bailey and Josh Bailey and John Tavares, guys like that. He was definitely a great second tier guy for them to help the other two players reach their potential. Clayton Keller of the Arizona Coyotes this year, 82 games played, 23 goals, 42 assists for a total of 65 points, averaging approximately 18 minutes and 5 seconds of ice time a night. So again, eating up those top 6 minutes, playing very well in Arizona, especially the second half of the season. He really had a coming out party during the second half of the season when Arizona really started to burst onto that national scene with how well they played down the stretch and not conceding the season like many would have anticipated them doing. Brock Besser of the Vancouver Canucks, 62 games played, 29 goals, 26 assists, a total of 55 points. In 20 games, this guy, the 20 games he missed, that 29 goal total could have easily been 40. I mean, this guy, he was pretty much scoring at will, was the NHL All-Star Game MVP, had a great performance there amongst all those great players around him, and he still just put his head down, went out there on the ice, played the best game he could play, averages about 17 minutes and 30 seconds of ice time a night, so really reliable top 6 center and probably the future of the Vancouver franchise. Along with Bo Horvat, these guys are going to be carrying the load for them. And it's a shame to see him miss the last 20 games of the season with that really strange back injury, being checked into the boards, the open door into the bench, kind of one of those weird deals. But most other years, I would see, if he played the full way out, I definitely would have seen Brock Besser giving a great run for this award. But to me, it is Matthew Barzal is the winner of this award. To me, he just had a great rookie year, and he played the whole year. I like Barzal there. Mark Messier NHL Leadership Award. Candidates for this award: Derek England of the Vegas Golden Knights, Wayne Simmons of the Philadelphia Flyers, Blake Wheeler of the Winnipeg Jets. Blake Wheeler to me is one of my favorite players in the entire league, and I like the way he plays. Wayne Simmons, always 110% every time he's on the ice. You'll never hear him complain. He goes out, he plays a physical, gritty, grindy game, and he does what's asked of him on the ice, and he's an exceptional member of the Philadelphia community off the ice. As well as, being an African-American player, he faces a little bit of extra challenges with that, and he kind of embraces that role of helping integrate the African-American community to the game of hockey and expanding its horizons to other communities. I love Wayne Simmons for that. Derek England, obviously, he was the local guy for the Vegas Golden Knights when they brought him in. He has his homes in Vegas, well tied to the community, and then obviously the national tragedy that happened in Vegas right before opening night, and the speech that he delivered before opening game for the Vegas Golden Knights. Obviously, great emotional moment for them. Helped spearhead their season, in my eyes, just the way that the community embraced the team, and by virtue of that, the way that Derek England brought the community and the team together. I think if I'm choosing a winner of this award, I think it's Derek England of the Vegas Golden Knights. Jack Adams Award finalist this year: Jared Bednar of the Colorado Avalanche. Obviously, he's in his second year, come into a tough situation with the way that Patrick Waugh had left that franchise. Next candidate, Bruce Cassidy of the Boston Bruins, kind of implanted into the organization partway through last season after they parted ways with Claude Julien, and he's been great for them, bringing them to the playoffs both years he's been there. A really good year for them this year. He was second in the Eastern Conference behind the Tampa Bay Lightning. Great job by him. Any other year, I think Bruce Cassidy wins this award in a landslide, but the third candidate is Gerard Gallant of the Vegas Golden Knights. I think we could all raise our hand if we had Vegas winning less than 25 or 30 games this year. I, for one, was certain of it. There was no way that this group of ragtag misfit kids are going to come together on the ice and go out and score 109 points this season. I mean, nobody pictured it, nobody envisioned it, and I think between the last candidate, Mark Messier, for the Mark Messier Leadership Award, Derek England, Gerard Gallant, Marc-Andre Fleury, James Neal, all these higher-end veteran guys kind of brought this team together. They all meshed, played so well together on the ice, and I think Gerard Gallant wins the Jack Adams Award. On to the Ted Lindsay Award. This is for the most outstanding player. This is voted on by the players amongst the NHL. Your candidates for this award are Taylor Hall of the New Jersey Devils, Nathan MacKinnon of the Colorado Avalanche, and Connor McDavid of the Edmonton Oilers. Nathan MacKinnon this year, 74 games played, 39 goals, 58 assists, 97 points, a career high for him. Taylor Hall, 76 games played, 39 goals, 54 assists, 93 points. Amazingly had that, I think it was 24 to 26 game scoring streak he had, the personal scoring streak. He missed some time in the middle with an injury, but outstanding numbers for him. We'll talk more about these two guys when we get a little bit further down the road. But to me, this award is encapsulating the individual player and the ability that the individual player has on the ice. And I think, to me, this is Connor McDavid's award. 82 games played, 41 goals, 67 assists, winning the Art Ross Trophy for the most points. That's back-to-back titles for him. I think the Ted Lindsay will be back-to-back for him as well. While Edmonton did not reach the expectations that was made of them this year, Connor McDavid did reach the expectations that were expected of him. And I don't think you could have asked this guy to do a whole lot more to make Edmonton any better than they really were. He did everything within his capabilities, within his power, to make Edmonton a competitive team. They just lacked the defense, lacked the goaltending, and didn't quite have the talent to get to where they needed to be. That's my reason for choosing Connor McDavid as the winner of the Ted Lindsay Award for Most Outstanding Player. On to the Hart Trophy for the Most Valuable Player. There is a distinction between the Most Outstanding Player and the Most Valuable Player, and there's a reason that Connor McDavid is not in this list of finalists. Taylor Hall, New Jersey Devils, Anze Kopitar of the Los Angeles Kings, Nathan MacKinnon of the Colorado Avalanche. I spoke earlier about Anze Kopitar, spoke a little bit about Taylor Hall and Nathan MacKinnon. So with all those stats now embedded in your head, let's think about what each player done and where they would have been without these players. So Nathan MacKinnon, as I mentioned earlier, played 74 games. So he missed 8 games. And in those 8 games that he missed, I think, I would have to look this up again, but I believe Colorado was 0-6-2 or 1-5-2 during that stretch he missed. He was that valuable to them. He was their most relied upon player, and he made that team a lot better when he was on the ice. Anze Kopitar, again, I spoke of the expectations of Los Angeles. Maybe these are just personal expectations, and the reason that I see things a little bit differently. I'm not a negative person, but I just did not anticipate Los Angeles being a competitive team, and I think Anze Kopitar is a huge reason they were a competitive team. his leadership on and off the ice, the locker room presence, playing all 82 games, 92 points. He's, up there, top 10, top 15 in scoring. Just a great year for Anze Kopitar, a career year for a guy that's, 30 years old. You would have expected a career year more in his 25 to 27 year range. And to me, this just accentuates the extra work that he put in coming into this season, and I think it's a great testament to him. Taylor Hall, again, I spoke about the point streak and how well New Jersey was with him on the ice. I think he outscored the next highest person on their team by like 40-some points, which was Nico Hischier. So, as far as carrying a team, Taylor Hall was the bread and butter of this team. But to me, I think just seeing the disparity between what Colorado looked like with Nathan MacKinnon on the ice and what they look like without him on the ice, I think to me that's what separates Nathan MacKinnon. And I think Nathan MacKinnon has proven to be the most valuable player for the Colorado Avalanche. And I think that Nathan MacKinnon will win the Hart Trophy. King Clancy Memorial Trophy. I think this goes for like community interaction, things like that. Nominees for this award: Daniel and Henrik Sedin of the Vancouver Canucks, PK Subban of the Nashville Predators, and Jason Zucker of the Minnesota Wild. This is an award I think that they don't have enough candidates for, because I think hockey players in general do a lot of work off the ice to expand the sport, interact with the community, get out there with children's hospitals and veterans missions and things like that, and I love the NHL for that. To me, I think Daniel and Henrik's presence going forward, not being with the Vancouver Canucks, is going to be felt by the whole Vancouver community, and I would choose Daniel and Henrik Sedin. I think it's a great way for the NHL to honor them, not just this year, but honor their entire career and what they meant to the game of hockey. And I would love to see Daniel and Henrik Sedin walk off with this award. General Manager of the Year. This one will be quick. Kevin Cheveldayoff for the Winnipeg Jets. George McPhee, Vegas Golden Knights. Steve Yzerman, Tampa Bay Lightning. I mean, come on. Obviously, when you build a franchise from the ground up and you immediately take them to the Stanley Cup Finals, you are the best general manager in the history of general managers, possibly. That might be an exaggeration. There's a lot of very, very good general managers in the NHL, and both of these candidates are prime examples of very, very good general managers, but this is George McPhee's award. So that brings me to the end of this, my prediction. So it takes up a little bit of time, obviously, to go through all the stats and all the players and all their accomplishments. I would love to see all the players get their just due recognition in time, but those are my predictions for right now and where I see the awards. Let me know in the comments down below which award picks you disagree with that I made. Who do you think are some snub candidates? Maybe there's a goaltender that didn't get recognized for the Vezina that maybe you thought had a legitimate candidacy. Hart Trophy, that's always one that's debated amongst like 6 or 7 different forwards or skaters. The Norris Trophy, I did mention John Carlson. I really feel that he was a justifiable candidate to not only be nominated as a finalist. I think he should have won the award. I think Klingberg deserved conversation as well. So those are just a few of my kind of snub picks in there. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on all the social medias listed in the description below. And until next time, have a good day.